How's it going on, ladies and gentlemen? How's it going on? Appreciate you guys joining me. This is King Edwards with Edwards Capital Investment. I definitely want to welcome you to this live stream at this present time. There's a few things I just kind of want to cover. Just want to take you guys into at a whole nother level. I am King Edwards with, like I said, with Edwards Capital Investment. And as you can see behind me, when the smoke clears, Community Wall Street will still be here. What we're looking to do, we're actually looking to change our community by working together and establish some great wealth practices. And it's going to start with actually renewing our mind. The topic for today is it a Ponzi scheme? That's what I want to cover with you guys. So I'm going to jump right into this information because I know you guys have some trepidation on actually joining and being a part of something new, but we're going to alleviate that today by actually introducing you to a new way of thinking and seeing things, because I need you guys to open up your eyes and open your ears just for a few minutes and actually let's think critically and let's analyze what we're actually going to present to you on today. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys. I want you guys to see this quick clip, if you don't mind.
As said before, you've probably heard a lot about finance terms being thrown around. One of the most common things you've been hearing is the term Ponzi scheme. In this podcast, I'm going to explain how it works. Now, what is a Ponzi scheme? Well, it's an investment arrangement in which investors are promised low risk and high return. Here's the catch. These investments are fraudulent. They are not actual investments. They eventually collapse, and investors lose a lot of money. The origin of the term Ponzi scheme comes from Italian immigrant Charles Ponzi, who immigrated to the United States in the 1880s. He was a businessman who later duped a lot of people into buying postal reply coupons. When the scheme collapsed, Ponzi had carried out one of the largest frauds in US history. So how does a Ponzi scheme work? Well, let's start with an example. Let's take an investment of 6 blocks, and each block is worth $1. So in total, that's an investment valued at $6. Anyway, the client goes to what he thinks is a qualified investor. In reality, this investor is a Ponzi schemer, and he says, I have $6. The investor says, if you give me your $6 and invest with me, I will give you $9 of return. So the naive client gives his $6 to the investor. When the client is ready for his money, the investor gives it back to him with the full $9 or the $3 of return that he promised. Satisfied client Green goes and tells his friends Orange, Red, and Blue about his wonderful investment experience. In turn, Orange, Red, and Blue give their investments to the Ponzi schemer. Sure enough, when Orange, Red, and Blue ask for their money back, Ponzi schemer is able to produce it with the high returns that he's promised. The problem with Ponzi schemes is despite the great return, it's looking behind the returns that actually matter. The truth about them, and this is a secret about Ponzi schemes, is they're not about investing. Rather, it's a distribution or a redistribution of money from new investors to old investors. And in this example, let's say there's an old investor, Investor Pink, and he had given Ponzi schemer $6. So he goes to Ponzi schemer and says, I want my return. What Ponzi schemer has actually done is that he's taken money from the newer investors, Red, Orange, and Blue, and he's used that money as part of the return. Now, in fact, this is a simplified example of how a Ponzi scheme works. In reality, it's much more complicated, and there's a lot more money being used. The key to understand is not that this example is simple, but that this reflects that the money is being shifted from newer investors to older investors. Thus, the cycle continues. Because satisfied clients are thrilled with their return, the Ponzi schemer earns a good reputation, and that's how Ponzi schemes are able to sustain themselves by taking money from the much larger pool of newer investors and giving it to the smaller pool of old investors. The pattern continues until the Ponzi schemer stops getting newer investors, or these newer investors aren't large enough to sustain the demands of the older investors. This often happens during an economic downturn or something goes awry in the fund. The result, when all is exposed, is that the entire scheme collapses. Thus explains the story of Bernie Madoff. The feds estimated that Madoff must have swindled about $50 billion worth of money. How did he get so many clients? Well, it was primarily reputation based. He started giving out some good return that his clients referred him to their friends, and slowly.
All right, now guys, now we see we had a basic clear understanding what a Ponzi scheme is. Now, what we want to do, we kind of want to dismantle that particular idea and understand where we're coming from here with Co-op Crowd. And this is initiative, because what is, as I take you through the slides of the Co-op Crowd presentation, I want you to clearly remember what you heard from the Ponzi scheme explanation, because you have to clearly make an analytical and an informed decision on what it is compared to what a Ponzi scheme. Because this opportunity, it's not a Ponzi scheme, it's not a SUSU, it's not an MLM, it's none of that. It's not a gifting circle or a gifting whatever. Guys, what we've done is we changed the game on how we operate and how we move money and how we increase in money by bringing the community together. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm actually show you some information here, how this operation works, all right? So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna share my screen again. I'm gonna get right into it. Hope you guys can see my screen. Let's try this again. All right, guys, here we go. Now, this is where we are. This is where we at. We're at with smarter than money. And you have to make an intelligent decision based upon information and correct information. In order for you to take the next step, you have to be informed. And what is, you have to be informed with the correct information, not ideology. See, the reason why people have such a big trepidation is based upon their experiences with other markets, with other opportunities. And what is, you got all this going through your mind, and you have everybody just talking and saying this and saying that. Oh, that looks like a Ponzi scheme. Well, have you ever stopped to ask them, explain to me what is a Ponzi scheme? Explain to me what is a pyramid? Well, if you look at the structure of pretty much everything that you are actually associated with it, you'll start seeing a pyramidal structure. Now, it doesn't mean that it's bad, because your job is a pyramidal structure. The CEO or the owner is the only one that's actually getting the bulk of the funds, or what is your investor, or getting the most of the bulk of the money. Understand this, you as a worker, you're down here on the bottom of the totem pole. You're working the hardest, but your return is very small. And guys, we're going to kill that through this particular opportunity that we're going to present to you on today. So I want you to clearly hear me out, and I want you to open your eyes and see what's being displayed on the screens as well. So smarter than money, that's what we want to be. Now, first of all, let's get this out the way. This information that I'm sharing with you on today through this presentation is not considered financial advice. All we're doing is for educational purposes only. Like I've been stressing, it's educational purposes only. Now look at this here. As members, we're not considering ourselves as financial advisors. What we're doing here is merely sharing our personal experiences with this incredible opportunity. All right. Look, money is not is a tool and it is not the goal. That's not what it is. We're not trying to make money the goal. Freedom is the goal. But with freedom, money is required. Let me say that again. Money is a tool because it allows you, it's just like your hammer, it's a tool to be used to hit the nail. Money is just a tool. Freedom is the goal. But in order for you to get your time back, to be able to spend with your family, to be able to enjoy vacations and be able to just enjoy the things that are around you on a daily basis without having to worry about financial needs not being met, guys, we need to get free. In order for that to happen, we need the funds to do that. And that's what we're that's what we're going to show you how to do it. And what we're going to do is show you how to create what we call cash flow. Because if you lost your job today, how would money continue to come to you? What other means do you have of money flowing? If you had to quit your job or lose your job because of an ailment, how would you continuously have cash flow running into your home for your monthly bills that will continuously come on a residual basis? What are you going to do? How would that money continue to flow? You've depleted your savings. You've depleted your retirement because you had to pull from that. So where's your continuous cash flow coming in? Your investments, if you're not, remember, real estate is great. And you got to understand, if you don't have any renters in your home, will that money continue to flow? No, it will not. You have to get renters. But if you're sick, you have to pay somebody else to get your renter in. But you don't have any money coming in, cash flow, to pay the realtor to advertise for you, correct? So there's a slight chance that the cash flow stops. Well, this is what we want to do. We want to show you how to create that stream of that cash flow coming in on a daily basis, monthly basis. All right. Now look, cash flow is the flow of money into and out of a home, business, or charitable cause. That's what it is. Now, I'm going to show you guys with just $1 a day, how with just $1 a day, you can build a sustainable, residual, undeniable, unrefutable cash flow system into your home. How you do that? By just employing $1 a day. By completing 2 simple steps. One time, you can build a positive cash flow, pay all your monthly expenses, build sustainable wealth, and help your favorite cause at the same time. You may have a cause for animals. You might want to build wealth, sustainable wealth for charitable cause for your animal. Or you might want to build sustainable wealth coming in for your child's educational funds right now. You might want to build that now. You might want to start this college fund early. Or you may have a child that's already in college, but they still need money to actually fund their college tuition. And that way, your child, when they graduate, they are debt free. Now, how does that sound? Well, stay with me as we go through this here. Now, what we've done here at Co-op Crowd, we've brought together 3 industry trends, 3 favorable industry trends, and mashed them together and married them. We've coupled them together. And what is, we built an incredible system here. How do we do it? 1, by automation. Secondly, by blockchain. Thirdly, by cooperative crowdfunding. Now, through automation, because everything is pretty much automated nowadays. When you go to the store, nobody's really pulling out a checkbook. They're pulling out a card. It's automated. Everything digital. Blockchain. We know that this is how peer-to-peers, Venmo, Cash App, other financial institutions that are utilizing to transmit cash from one person to the next, peer-to-peer, blockchain. That's what is the financial rails of the cash flow systems. That's how we're distributing the monies. And then we brought in cooperative crowdfunding. Yes, a financial system that they're utilizing today. Most people get on Facebook, they're actually soliciting for donations to fund their favorite cause or charitable event. They do it on a regular basis. And we know these major crowdfunding platforms are bringing in multi-million-dollar amounts of money on a daily basis. And they're receiving a percentage of these donations. Yes, they are. Do not think that they're not, because when a person has sometimes barely met their financial goal, they are receiving, even if you do not meet your financial goal on these platforms, they're still receiving a percentage of the donations. They are. Now, what we have here, let's kind of follow through with some of the new industry trends of disruptors that changed the game. Let me show you what they've done. Uber. You know what Uber did? Uber changed the game. They connected drivers with passengers. It was a taboo for you to hitch a ride with a stranger. Was it? Yes, it was. In the 70s, 80s, that was taboo. It was not heard of. That, no. You catching a ride with somebody strange? No. But what they've done is they brought drivers and passengers together and democratized transportation. So now you're no longer utilizing the cab system. See, the cab system there, you had to be employed, and what it is, you use the company's car. But now Uber, they have brought drivers, everyday individuals, taking their transportations, connected them with people that need to get from A to B, brought them together where they can monetize their vehicles for transportation. And Uber receives a percentage off that. They changed the game. Guys, stay with me now. I'm going somewhere. I'm getting somewhere with this. Airbnb. Let's look at that. Guys, they connected hosts to guests. They democratized traveling. So now on your vacation, you can have a home away from home. You can have the comforts of home. You don't have to be in a plus size hotel. You can have the comforts of home. You may want a pool, access to your own private pool. Well, you can find somebody, a homeowner, that has their own private pool where your family can be a home away from home. Guys, they have just changed the game. Mind blowing, mind blowing. So the hotel industry now has competition from the little guy. Now, that brings us now to the co-op crowd system. We connected people, businesses, and charitable causes to a cash flow system. We've democratized the money game. Yes, we have. We brought it all together. Like I said, with just $1 a day, we've changed the game. Guys, let's look at this. 2 simple steps. That's all we're asking you to do. 2 simple steps. We'll make this, it's just that simple, guys. 2 simple steps. You buy 3 co-op tokens, $25 tokens, for one-time out-of-pocket cost of $84 plus blockchain fees. Now, most people saying, what are these tokens for? Guys, that's a whole nother game. Guys, you don't understand. It's true. It's true. We can be true to the game with this here. But just that token alone is going to change the game. But let's focus on just this first particular where we at now. Let's stay here focused. So you buy 3 tokens for an out-of-pocket cost of $84 plus blockchain fees, roughly around about 100 to 120. Now, surplus fee, what they actually charge, because we utilizing the blockchain, which is on crypto. This is not crypto, but we're utilizing the rails, the financial rails. So what happens is we're using this financial rails to distribute monies from peer to peer. And what is there's a surplus charge that they put in there. Now, whatever is not used, because cryptos fluctuate, whatever is not used to cover that cost, it goes back to you. So we're going to talk about that more. So you take these 3 tokens, you find 3 individual friends, family members, or individuals that have a cause, a charitable cause. It may be a church, your local church. It may be your neighbor around the corner that's experiencing a health challenge. And what is, they've lost their job, but they need money coming in to pay their monthly expenses. That's a charitable cause. You find this individual is, and what is, you extend to them a token because they're willing to do the exact same things, to make an investment into their cause, into your cause as well, by purchasing 3 tokens as well. Now, when you give each one of these individuals a token, 1 token, you're causing them to open up a digital bank by creating a digital wallet. They're opening up their realms, their way to obtain cash flow. So we're opening up digital banks. That's what we're doing. Find 3 people, give away a token to each one of these individuals. You opened up their digital bank, help them open up their digital bank, and what is, you're done. That's it. That's all. Guys, I'm taking my time with it. It may seem like I'm slow, but I'm taking my time to pull out because I want you to hear what's being said and what's being shown. Now watch this. After you're done, this is what happens. Like I said, the 3 individuals that you find, you give them a $25 token. Now each token that's given away, when you give away each one of those tokens, you're going to receive $8.75. Now, once you give it to all 3, you have a total in your wallet or your digital bank of $26 plus some change. We just rounded off for simplicity's sake. So you have now a total of $26 that you have access to in your personal bank, your digital wallet, that nobody else has access to. So that means all your funds that are being contributed to your cause, you have access to. The company is not taking a percentage of it. The banks are not taking a percentage of it. You have access to that money because it's in your digital wallet, your digital bank. Guys, and every 28 days, you will be receiving this $26. I know it sounds small, but guys, let's keep it going. We'll keep the flow. Now, your 3 friends, 3 individuals, they're going to do the exact same thing because this is how this flow works. They're going to do the exact same thing. When they do the exact same thing, they're now going to receive $26 every 28 days. Now, because they moved it forward and a digital wallet is open, they opened up 3 digital wallets. Because the system where it's set up, you're now going to receive donations from them opening up 3 other digital wallets. So now every 28 days, you'll be at $38. They will be receiving $26 every 26 days, every 28 days. Guys, you see where I'm going with this? Oh, hold on, went too fast. See where I'm going with this? So now, guys, when their 3 friends open up a digital wallet, 3 digital wallets, you're now up to $87. They're up, your friends are at $38 every 28 days. Their friends are at $26. Guys, so forth and so on. So when you get to look here, when your friends, as it continues to go, the ball, it's like a domino effect because everybody's only opening up 3 digital wallets. So within a month's time, you could be at $249 every 28 days coming into your digital bank or your digital wallet. Every 28 days, because everybody is simply only doing 2 steps. They're buying 3 tokens, and what they're doing is they're giving each 3 individuals a token to open up their digital bank. And everybody's done. and the system does the rest. And what's happening is we're creating a funnel system that only continues to circulate within the community. Guys, it's just that simple. Now, for those that say, "Well, that's small. I want to keep money going fast." That's not a problem. If you want to 10x your funding situation, your drive, your charitable cause, let's do that. Let me show you how. Simply doing the exact same 2 steps. Now, most people get excited about this one, and I don't like to go on excitement. I like to go on principle and understanding. Because if you have a clear understanding, then you can make an educated decision. Now, the same 2 steps that you're doing to 10x your funding cause or to 10x somebody else's funding cause is what you're doing. In this scenario, same steps. First step, you're buying 4 tokens. You're buying 3 $25 tokens, which you're going to give away, and you have a $250 token that you're keeping to yourself. Now, with that in turns, you have what you call 2 cooperatives working now. You have the 10X cooperative going and the $1 cooperative going simultaneously. So what happens is, for one-time out-of-pocket expense of $364 plus blockchain fees, what's going to happen, you're now going to have 4 tokens. 3 of these tokens you're going to do as he did in the $1 day. You're going to give it away to 3 friends. Same way. Do you guys hear me? The same way. Now, when you give these tokens away, you're done. That's it. That's it. So now let's talk about the 10X. Let's go into that screen. So now you're moving to the residual. Now, what happens here now is, guys, look what happens. The same 3 friends that you gave a token to, each one of those tokens now has a value amount of $87.50 when you open up a digital wallet at the 10X level. Now, each one of those friends, they open up a digital wallet, digital bank for $364 or one-time out-of-pocket cost. When those 3 digital wallets are open, you're going to now receive $260 immediately into your digital bank. When you open up those digital wallets, those digital banks, you immediately receive $87.50 per token, which comes out to be a total of $260 into your wallet that you have immediate access to. Guys, it's just that simple. Ladies and gentlemen, hear me out. This is just as simple. The system has set you up to receive a cash flow daily, monthly, on a residual basis. So now, after you've opened up your digital wallets, you're done. You're now receiving $262 and some change every 28 days. We rounded off for simplicity's sake. Every 28 days, you're going to be receiving $260 into your digital wallet. Because this is a subscription-based platform. Now, watch what happens. Your friends are going to do the exact same thing, correct? Remember that. In scenario for $1 a day, they're doing 2 steps. Same here. When they opened up their 3 wallets, you're now going to be receiving every 28 days, $380. Every 28 days, $380. Guys, it's just that simple. It's not our hype, because we're showing you how to employ money and not to be employed by money. See, once you've gotten to where your subscription is free, this is where you're at, because you help somebody else to fund their cause by helping them to open up a digital wallet, a digital bank. That's what you've done, to allow them to be in the way of money coming to them on a residual basis. Because many of us, we start these charitable causes up, these foundations, and money kind of slows down. Money doesn't continue to come, because people are only focused on their cause and how to get money in for their cause. Well, what this system does, it helps every cause to be funded simultaneously. Because every time a digital wallet or bank is opened up, 10 other causes are being funded. That's what's happening. As you can see here, because your friends open up their 3 digital wallets, you're now receiving $380 every 28 days. They're receiving $260 every 28 days. Now, with that being said, let's go next. Let's take it up a little higher. As their friends open up 3 digital wallets, you're now going to be receiving $870 every 28 days, because as their causes are being funded, your cause is being funded. And remember, you only did the 2 steps one time. That's it. You only gave to another call. You only gave one time to open up your digital wallet. And what is, you're continuously being funded. You put now what we call the automation, you put your funding on autopilot. Guys, it's on autopilot. So you're now continuously receiving funding for your call, for your charitable event, for your funding opportunities, such for your church, for your kids' college fund, for that marriage engagement, whatever you're trying to do. That's what you've done. You set the giving on autopilot because everybody's doing the same 2 steps one time. Guys, let me say it again. We're doing the same 2 steps one time. Watch this. See, because I don't like to pump up numbers, but let's say, for instance, you want to get a mortgage paid, rent paid on a monthly basis. Because everybody's completing these 2 steps, you're now up to $2,490 every 28 days. Your friends are at $870 every 28 days. Now, they've only completed 2 steps. That's all everybody has to do, is to complete 2 steps one time. Because every time we open up a digital bank, everybody's make their commitment. You know what? I'm gonna open up me 3 digital banks. Guys, that's all everybody's doing. So let's get all your monthly bills paid for the month, because your bills don't stop. So why should your cash flow stop? Why not have money continuously coming in? If you ever was to stop working, or if your business slowed down, you continue to have funds coming in. Guys, this is what's happening. Your monthly expenses now, you have a total of $5,380 coming in every single month because somebody else is helping you to fund your cause. Because what is, everybody's doing the exact same thing. The system allows us to help one another fund our endeavors. You know, there would be the church building fund would finally be fulfilled. Hear me out. You would meet your goals for the booster club because everybody is helping you to fund your cause as you're helping them fund their cause. Guys, you have to see this. You have to see this clearly. I'm gonna just stop right there because I'm saying with everybody doing these simple steps, this continues to bring cash flow into your cause, your charitable cause, your funding opportunity. Guys, it continues. And guys, I don't want to just talk about big numbers. I want you to see the opportunity of the cash flow. That's what I want you to see. Open your eyes. This is not a Ponzi scheme. This is not a susu. This is by mathematical certainty with everybody completing the 2 steps. That's all everybody's required to do. Now, you can give out more tokens, purchase more tokens, give them out. But all the system needs you to do is 2 steps. Buy 3 tokens, give them away to people who are willing to do the exact same thing. Let me say it again. You give it to individuals who want to do the exact, who will do the exact same thing as you. Who wouldn't want to do to know that they're going to be in the way of money coming in on a monthly basis? Who wouldn't want to do it? Aren't you tired of going to financial institutions, having to present credentials, and knowing that you've had some past failures, some past mistakes, and you have to sit there and be ridiculed because you don't have everything in place right now. Now, it doesn't mean that the financial institutions don't play their parts to get you the funding. But why not have some funding already coming in? Then you can still use their money. You just keep yours. But you know you have a residual amount of funding coming in to help you start that business. You can have a loan for your business from your own bank because you decided today to make an informed decision, not a trepidation decision, but an informed decision, an educated decision based upon the information that's being distributed to you on today. Guys, look at this. This is how the system works. Every time a digital wallet is open, 10 other causes are being funded. It's all about the cash flow. It's all about getting your freedom back. Don't get caught up in the hype of it being a Ponzi scheme. Be informed, be educated. I'm showing you how simple the system is. 10 other causes, not just yours, but 10 other causes are also being helped to be funded. That local family that's in need of residual money coming in right now can open up, if you go and help them open up a digital wallet today, not only will their cause be funded, but your child's education will be funded. You need funding for your business. That could start today by simply opening up 3 digital wallets and having the 3 people do the exact same thing. Ladies and gentlemen, simply reconnect with anybody that's brought you to this live on today. People who are in the community Wall Street. I told you we're changing the game. It starts with you being educated and understand how money works. Guys, I want to thank you for joining me on today. I want to thank you for lending me your ears just for a few minutes and open your eyes to see this powerful opportunity. So whoever brought you to this live on today, get back with them and tell them you're ready to open up your digital wallet, your digital bank today. And you're ready to help somebody else in their cause, their charitable cause. This is King Edwards with Edwards Capital Investment here in Community Wall Street. Thank you for joining us. Be blessed.